Hello and welcome to Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest from different sporting arenas. In the next half an hour, we're going to bring you all the latest from tonight's cricket clash. We will also get you the latest on Khelo India Para Games and a lot more. Let's begin with top headlines of the hour. India is all set to meet Australia today in 5-match T20I series that begins tonight at Visakhapatnam. Novak Djokovic to be in action tonight for Davis Cup last quarter-finals encounter in Malaga against Britain. And Union Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur announces Maiden Khelo India Para Games 2023. So those were the top headlines that we are tracking for all our viewers and sports fans here on Sports Buzz. And now to begin with the cricket update. Well, just days after playing the ODI World Cup final, India and Australia are set for a 5-match T20 international series from the 23rd of November, Thursday, that is today. The last game will be played on the 3rd of December. The Indian cricket team will take the field without a full-strength squad after the majority of its senior players who featured in the month-long 50-over World Cup were rested for the upcoming India vs Australia T20 bilateral series. India's Suryakumar Yadav will captain India in the absence of full-time skipper Rohit Sharma. Suryakumar Yadav is the only Indian player in the squad who played the World Cup final on the 19th of November, where India went down to Australia by 6 wickets.
India and Australia will meet again at the Rajashekhara Reddy Cricket Stadium in Visakhapatnam to kick off the 5-match T20 international series. The Gen Next stars of Indian cricket will take against a strong Australian side in a 5-match T20 international series. Suryakumar Yadav will lead the Indian side, while Matthew Wade will pilot the Aussies. The young guns like Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rinku Singh, Tilak Verma, Jitesh Sharma and not-so-young Mukesh Sharma have all made their international debuts in the past few months, but their first real test will be against a very strong Australian T20 side, which will have some of their World Cup heroes like opener Travis Head, Glenn Maxwell, leg spinner Adam Zampa and former skipper Steve Smith in its rank. All eyes of the Indian selector board will be on the young Indian squad, as this series is expected to bring up the new face of Indian cricket.
Staying on cricket, former West Indies batter Marlon Samuels has been banned from all cricket formats for 6 years after he was found guilty of breaching the Emirates Cricket Board Anti-Corruption Code. Samuels was charged by the ICC in their capacity as the designated anti-corruption official under the ECB code on a total of 4 charges in September 2021 and then found guilty of the offences in August this year. The ban of 6 years was confirmed by the International Cricket Council on Thursday and will commence from the 11th of November this year. Samuels played more than 300 matches for the West Indies over an 18-year period, scoring 17 centuries in total and even captained the Caribbean side at the ODI level. He also top-scored in the final of both the 2012 and 2016 editions of ICC Men's T20 World Cup, as well as the West Indies that won their 2 most recent ICC trophies. Staying on cricket, under new regulations from the International Cricket Council, transgender women have been barred from playing in international women's matches. Any player who's gone through male puberty will not be eligible for women's internationals, regardless of any surgery or treatment undertaken. In September, Canada's Danielle McGahey became the first transgender cricketer to play an official international game. The new regulations will be reviewed within 2 years. Now, following a 9-month consultation process, the governing body said its new policy, which takes effect immediately, was based on protection of the integrity of the women's game, safety, fairness and inclusion. Well, in a great news for all Indian para-athletes, Union Sports Minister of India, Anurag Singh Thakur, announced the onset of Maiden Khelo India Para Games that is all set to take place in New Delhi this December. Our next report gets you all the latest details that you need to know about it. Take a look.
In a major boost to Para Games in India, the Indian government has announced first ever Khelo India Para Games that will take place in New Delhi in December this year. Union Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur announced the major move through a video message.
I'm proud to announce that from December 10th to 17th, the first ever Khelo India Para Games will be held in various locations across New Delhi. A total of 7 sports, including para-athletics, para-shooting, para-archery and more, will be in display across 3 Sports Authority of India stadiums.
India registered a stupendous performance at the recently concluded Asian Para Games, recording their best ever performance, winning 111 medals. India's contingent also outshone in the recently concluded Asian Para Archery Championship. With a vision to enhance the performance and participation of para-athletes at international level, the announcement comes as a big shot in the arm towards the government's initiative to develop para-sports in the country. The event will further help in identifying talented para-athletes who will be aided with ample support from Sports Authority of India and the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports to hone their skills.
The Khelo India scheme has remained a game changer for Indian sports. The Khelo India Games have played a pivotal role in the scheme, with total of 11 Khelo India Games held since 2018, including 5 Khelo India Youth Games, 3 Khelo India University Games and 3 Khelo India Winter Games have been successfully conducted. From these games, we have identified nearly 1,000 talented athletes, and many of them have participated in the Asian Games or Para Games or the Commonwealth to the Olympic Games. I wish all the participants of the Khelo India Para Games all the very best.
Over 1,350 participants from across 32 states and union territories, including the Services Sports Control Board, are expected to participate in the Maiden Khelo India Para Games that will witness para-athletes vie for honours in 7 disciplines, including para-athletics, para-shooting, para-archery, para-football, para-badminton, para-table tennis and para-weightlifting. The events will be held across 3 SAI stadiums, which is the IG Stadium, Shooting Range in Tughlakabad and the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. Sports Desk, DD India.
Indian para-archers created history at the Para-Asian Archery Championship in Thailand, bagging a total number of 9 medals at the event. India's para-archery contingent bagged 4 gold, 4 silver and 1 bronze medal at the prestigious event. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the Indian para-archery team for their best ever performance. He posted on X, and I quote him here, "A historic triumph at Para-Asian Archery Championships in Bangkok. Congratulations to the phenomenal Indian para-archery team for their splendid performance, etching their names in the history books. The contingent shines bright with their best ever performance at the championships with a total of 9 medals, including 4 gold medals as well. Compliments to each and every athlete for their contribution. May they keep making us proud always," unquote. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also congratulated Indian wushu players who bagged medals at the 16th World Wushu Championship that took place in the USA. Taking to social media platform X, he wrote, and I quote his tweet here, "I congratulate our wushu champions Roshi Bina Devi, Kushal Kumar and Chavi for winning medals at the recently held 16th World Wushu Championship in USA. Their determination and skill have truly made the nation proud. I'm also confident that their success will make wushu more popular in India. My best wishes to them for their future endeavors," unquote. Moving on, let's get you another story from the world of para-athletics. Well, rise in Indian para-sports dominance on world podium is irresistible. Indian para-arm wrestler Srimant Cha secured a bronze medal in the ongoing Asia Cup Para-Arm Wrestling Championship at Uzbekistan. Srimant won the bronze medal in the PIUH 90 kg category. He defeated Uzbekistan's Abro Rustamov in the quarterfinals. And with this, Srimant also clinched his 44th international medal in para-arm wrestling and also qualified for Croatia Para-Arm Wrestling Championship with this. Moving on in sports pass, now let's get you an update on Olympics. Well, the United Nations General Assembly, or the UNGA, has called for the traditional Olympic truce during the Paris 2024 Olympics as well as Paralympics. But Russia has condemned and called it a political interference in sports. TD Ross Cullen has a report. Take a look.
The resolution was passed with 118 countries voting in favour and none against, though Russia and Syria abstained. India did not take part in the vote. UN member states are urged to observe the truce individually and collectively throughout the period from the 7th day before the start of the Olympics next year until the 7th day after the end of the Paralympics. Russia put forward an amendment to the truce resolution prohibiting discrimination in sport, but that proposal was not considered. And the Russian delegation condemned the International Olympic Committee's decision not to invite Russia or Belarus to the Paris Games as, quote, politicised and discriminatory. Ukraine's UN delegate said Russia violated the Olympic truce in 2008, in 2014 and last year when it invaded Ukraine 4 days after the conclusion of the Winter Olympics in Beijing. The ancient Greek tradition of a truce began in the 8th century BCE and it was renewed by the International Olympic Committee in 1992. The resolution has become a tradition as it is up for consideration every 2 years in advance of the Summer and Winter Olympic Games. Paris hosts the 2024 Games from the 26th of July next year. In Paris, Ross Cullen reporting for DD India.
In another update on Paris Olympics, Greece's Olympic rowing champion Stefanon Tsokos will be the first torchbearer of the Paris 2024 Olympics relay after next year's lighting ceremony in ancient Olympia, Greece's Olympic Committee confirmed on Wednesday. Well, the Olympic flame will be lit in Olympia on the 16th of April in a traditional ceremony with an actress playing a high priestess igniting the torch using a parabolic mirror and the sun. Well, after an 11-day relay, the flame will be handed over to Paris Games organizers in Athens on the 26th of April, with water polo Olympic silver medalist Ioannis Pontioulis as the final torchbearer. The Paris Olympics will be held from the 26th of July and will go on till the 11th of August. And with this, the Greece's Olympic rowing champion Stefanon, she will become the first torchbearer of Paris 2024 Olympics relay after next year's lighting ceremony in ancient Olympia. The Olympic flame will be lit in Greece's Olympia, birthplace of the ancient games, on the 16th of April in a very traditional ceremony with an actress playing its role. Moving on in sports buzz, now let's get you an update from badminton. India's top-ranked men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty, along with singles player HS Pranoy, progressed to the quarter-final round of the China Masters. Asian Games gold medalists Satvik and Chirag defeated Japan's Akira Koga and Taichi Saito by 21-15, 21-16 in 46 minutes. In the quarterfinals, the Indian duo will now face Indonesia's Leo Rowley and Daniel Martin. Asian Games bronze medalist Pranoy too made it to the quarterfinal round with a straight games victory. He beat Denmark's Magnus Johannesson by 21-12, 21-18 in 40 minutes. HS Pranoy next takes on Japan's Kodai Naroka. Update from the world of chess now. Indian Grandmaster D. Harika Dronavali went down by 11-15 to GM, which is Grandmaster Hao Yufan of China, in the final of the Julius Baer Women's Online Speed Chess Championship. War took a 3-point lead in the first 4 games. Although her opponent won 2 games in the second half, the Chinese was in control. And now let's get you an update from the world of tennis. Well, Novak Djokovic will lead Serbia against Britain in the last quarterfinal of the Davis Cup finals. Last year's runners-up, Australia, powered into the semi-finals of the Davis Cup with a battling 2-1 victory over three-time champions Czech Republic that set up a showdown with this year's surprise package, Finland. Moving on, PSG exercised its buying option over Portuguese forward Gonçalo Ramos for a reported amount of 65 million euros. Ligue 1 giants Paris Saint-Germain initially signed Ramos on a season-long loan with an option to purchase from Benfica. Ramos has featured 15 times across all competitions this season for the team, scoring twice against rivals Olympique Marseille in his only goal for the club so far. Another move by fans during the Champions League match against Atletico Madrid in Glasgow last month, Celtic have been fined $19,000 after their fans waved Palestinian flags. UEFA said in a statement. The flags that were numbered in hundreds were deemed to be provocative messages of an offensive nature. Supporters also unfurled two large banners at Celtic Park that read "Free Palestine" and "Victory to the Resistance." Well, Celtic are fourth in Champions League Group E on 1 point after 4 games. And after this incident, they were also fined $12,548 for fans blocking the passageways and also using pyrotechnics. Staying on football, Manchester United footballer Harry Maguire accepted the apology of a Ghanaian MP who mocked him during a parliamentary debate on the budget last year. Opposition lawmaker Isaac Odungu compared Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia's economic management of the embattled West African nation to Harry Maguire's performance on the pitch. In an address shared widely on social media last year, Odungu compared Bawumia to Maguire, who he described as the biggest threat at the centre of the Manchester United defence. And with this, it's a wrap here on Sports Buzz for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.